Well, I don't know whether to play with these on or off. I don't know, I'll play with them off. They're distracting to me, so. But then I can't see what I'm doing actually, what I'm aiming at, so I better keep them on. I want to get context. So, it was nice having Mark here. Mark and I are both Franco-Norwegians. Franco-le Géant. From different parts of Norway, but he wants to learn Norwegian, and I know about all the old Icelandic, and I have roots also in Iceland that I don't know about, which I might be able to find out. There'll be stories about somebody from Iceland who moved back to Cornwall, moved back to Rural Land, which is the part of Norway that my family comes from. Although my grandfather's family comes from Sorland in Mandal. So it's not good, not enough. I speak a little Norwegian, not enough. Je parle français aussi bien pour un anglo. I said I speak English pretty good for an Anglo. Anyways, focus your chants. It's better that I just sing and shut up and not waste time, because I don't want to talk about myself. I'm just doing this because I want to play some music, and I might as well record what I do. And it's Christmas Day, and it was nice having Mark here with the heavy band. We have to, get more. I get amplified, get a mic. He gave me a good idea. I'll get the GoPro or a Sling Studio. I think too. Maybe I'm gonna have to look at both. And we talked about doing what I want to do. Which I've done into in my other videos. So anyways, we hooked pretty good, especially Powerhouse and certain other things we played worked really well, and I sang a really nice, solid cover of my own, Fireball, in its original version. Pretty close to how it was sung in Halifax when I first arrived there. Although only one session, one round of it. There's 3 large verses. It could be bigger. It can be much longer, as it was at the Burnside was, as Jason remembers, Jason Eisner. I'll tag you, Jason, if you don't mind me tagging you. And just play some, don't get into the politics, Mike, just play some music. You want to play music? And you found a drummer now, and I'm reaching out to my bro Luke, who's in Edmonton now, and I don't know the name of it, it's a francophone suburb of Edmonton. And I know him from Clare, it's a long story, and we hooked pretty good, and he likes my song material, and is a good bass player for what I do, he understands what I play, right? So, I think I got my unit now, we just got to give us all wings, not just me, so I got to think about something more than a Patreon, or maybe just a bigger Patreon, but it's a bigger project too, because it's not just music, because of all the other things that make me want to go to all the places I want us to play in. And I want to play under, as I said in French at the end of the last video, I want to play under the open sky. Or did I say that just now? The end of the other video, I guess. So I'll shut up and play some music. called One Loaded. It kind of mixed up with another song. I'm Gonna Dance All Alone. I guess really they're the same songs, they just needed to meet. The first thing, I don't know, it has various names, but that was intentionally played as Halifax Carol, but it became other things, including Sunrise Tomorrow and Leaving on the Train with the same song. And I never sang the Blue Sky lyrics, but If I Would Be Mighty, which that wasn't right the way, it was just singing those lines, but I was just throwing that on the line and see what I could see. So that's feeling good. I'm going to bring the water over here. Good for me to do this. And the thing about being a musician and having all this inside you and not being able to do it, it's toxic. You need to be able to let it out. You need to be able to rock and roll somewhere where it counts, you know, and that's what Mark and I were talking about with, you know, Paris, Tallinn, you know, Copenhagen, you know, and we're Norwegians, you know, they turn out to see us in the home islands, you know, in his hometown. For sure they'd turn out, you know, Carmoy Studness, you know, grandson of somebody from there, sure. You know, and I'd heavy rock and balladeer and all this stuff too, but also, you know, the hard politics that make us want to leave this country. We talk about that a lot. I can't remember what we talked about on screen or not, but I explained in French to this Michel le Géant, you know, we're on the side of the revolution, you know. And it's a hard thing to say in Canada, is, you know, music has become apolitical, it's become commercial, and I've spoken on, you know, to my friends in Trailer Park, you know, I was just an incidental member of the cast, you know, but I know them all a little personally, some of them, you know, like, hey look, you guys, you know, there's no political film in this country. Jason Eisner, Jay Dahl, you know, listen to me, you know, I'm trying to think of the other filmmakers I know. There's a few of you on my Facebook, you know, and we're in touch, right? Sarah, you know, and Mike Smith, you know. Listen, you guys, Mike Clattenburg, we've never really talked, right? But I know, you know, that you guys are a crew, right? And you're, I think, independent of CBC and not that dependent on government funding anymore. And you guys have a political role in a lot that you've done, including the liberation of marijuana, such as it is. Anyways, brothers, you know, join with us, you know. But we want out of, you know, Mark and I, we say, well, look, you know, we speak French, you know, and the cities of Belgium and Switzerland and France are way better places. Je parle français aussi, espagnol, and allemand, a little bit of Spanish and German too, right? And I speak Norwegian a little bit, you know, and I'm learning Icelandic. I'm learning Russian, you know, and yeah, sure, I'd love to play St. Petersburg. Holy cow, would I love to go to St. Petersburg. Live there for a while, you know, and that would mark you here. That's the whole thing about the times, that, you know, just to mention that I was thinking of studying Russian, right? Well, I was working on it, you know, at the gym with a guy I knew who happened to be like a senior Mountie in the area, right? And he kind of was looking out the corner of his eye for a while after, right? A nice guy, we were friends, you know, but, you know, I live in a security state, right? Where even your intellectual activities are suspect. So, I believe the French Revolution will liberate France like it was before, like it will turn it to, it already is still accepting place for I'm in no shape to be running through the streets avoiding tear gas and bullets, so, you know, but in terms of being able to maybe help, you know, a translator, or for now just getting there and being musicians, and somehow in the next couple of months pulling this together, still get a place here long term. They'll have to come back to every 6 months to just maintain my medical status and all that stuff, right? And I don't want to be abroad for too long. But, you know, a lot of what needs to be said about this country is best said outside of it for the rest of the world to hear it. Because there's no point in talking Canadian politics inside of Canada. You'll be ignored or ridiculed or smeared or whatever else they use to shut people up, right? And it's a long history of that, including violence, right? State violence. So I won't go on to that. It's a dangerous topic. You see what I mean? Like, this is a country where I have to watch what I say. So I really got to get subtitles happening here. For all of this. So this can be translated into Russian and French and stuff like that. On parle français bien. Et aussi hablo espagnol. Ruski. No, a little bit. On how to say a little Russian. Я сказал много Ruski or something like that. Ruski. Anyways, you know, I'm capable of a bit in Greek and stuff, and I would like to live in Corinth, you know, and I would like to play up at Delphos, and I certainly need to go play Delphi. And yeah, at Delphi, you know, a drum corps if it's all acoustic, and, you know, considering that I'm, you know, was an honored guest, I think I will be again, you know, that also do it during the festival. And I do like a staging of, you know, in the Greek style. I'll do a staging of a bit of the Volsunga saga. We'll do it as a Greek style play, maybe, or something as my part of the Festival of Ancient Tragedy. And remember that the Hyperboreans, you see, were there. The Hyperboreans attended Delos. They were fair-haired youth from Hyperborea, which was an island, probably Sweden or Göteborg, maybe, Jutland, where they were all fair-haired, and they traveled. They were cult of the sun, which in the north would have to have been the god of the sky Tyr, more than Odin was. Tyr was the sky and justice and valor and stuff, right? But they were attendants of Apollo, of the shrines of Apollo and Artemis at Delos, and they were part of Greek culture, as were the north of the people of Hyperboreans. So they were there. So, anyways, yeah, that would fit to do. My idea is for the Tale of Goodwin, to do it up in maybe in Greek. I don't know. That's a good idea, to do it up in Greek, and done it as though it were a Greek play, with a chorus even, in which some of them, the scenes, the edits, lays lend themselves to that with the narration. And that could be the chorus, as I can see the images of it. I need the production money and the support. And for someone with, the creative connections in the production and staging and visionary industry who make opera and, creative things happen, And that's not here in Canada unless you're like, whoever you are, right? And the grant system is not geared up for people like Mark and I, right? We're like roughnecks, we live rough, right? We're, from what they see as a sketchy past, but it comes with the territory of being an artist. So, Berlin, I've been told, is a place for people like me. Vienna, I know, kind of is much more stuffy. Budapest would be fun. My friend does have houses there. I've got to stop talking about him because it's a jinx. I don't want to jinx it, but I may have places to stay around here. It's a friend of mine who I know from Koh Samui. I need to get WhatsApp on my phone. So but he gave me a good idea, Mark. He gave me a good idea about getting the GoPro. So with this, I could start doing live, online. And especially in Wi-Fi zones, with good Wi-Fi. Anyway, so I'm going to shut up and play again because I could prattle on for a while. I do it a lot in my vlogs. And this vlog is about being a musician and knowing what our task is in the world, that we've been given this gift. And me, I've been given this power of a certain kind of song, to take and have fun with and take to the world and spread the message of the world, which is that we all need to take care of the world. We all need to rise up and unite and do away with the corporatist system. Simple by organic uprising, like it's happened in France. Like it's on the edge of large-scale violence. There's been fighting in some cities, that's, fighting back and stuff, and there's been shots fired, and there's more people dead. So, but I see joy in the revolution going on, and I want to join that joy or add to it or get people around here to realize it. So Mark and I are going to do things in Franco-Canadien for Le Québécois, Le Franco-Manitoba, and my friend in Edmonton. It's a French-Canadian, it's a suburb of Franco-Albertain, suburb of Edmonton. That whole area, St. Paul and various areas around there are French, right? So there's a lot of them there, right? And to tell them, well under the Gilets jaunes, that they want complete democracy from the bottom up. They want the banks broken up. They want a fair life for everybody. They want a fair income for everybody, including the people who are now completely broke. The people living in the sidewalks should be housed and fed. Give them money so they can live decently like other people. This is what the French Revolution is asking for. Meanwhile, the rich get richer, the wars get larger, more meaningless, oil gets more and more destructive. This is a conflict over the oil economy because they do want French troops out of North Africa and out of the Middle East, and both are about oil. And so was the intervention in Libya, of course, and anywhere else. Right? And France's empire, Kerguelen, and I don't know, here Réunion was having trouble, right? Réunion, which is somewhere in the South Atlantic somewhere. And I think it was Mauritius also was French, right? Tahiti's probably fine. But Tahiti's like a luxury resort. But I remember, I think it was Cote d'Ivoire where they had a terrorist attack. So the French Empire started unraveling a little while ago. But once I saw the Dieudonné video with his theater being hassled by the cops back in October, and how absurd it was and outside the law, that this is what has driven France to what it's doing. But Canadians, we take the same kind of absurdity meekly. We just go, oh well, like the results of the referendum. Oh well, we had our choice of democracy, and nobody BC wants a better democracy. Oh, too bad about the people who didn't want to vote. Yeah, they were working so on. They worked 2 jobs and so on. That I've been vlogging about politically. But the only way for anybody to hear any of that is if I start telling the world about that. There's no point in telling Canadians. They won't listen. They want to go to the hockey game. They want to go to the mall. They're having Santa Claus today. Cool, thank you. I had Santa. Santa sent me to say all this, you see. Santa sent me to say, hey, look, world, you know, it is all about human unity and human goodwill. It is about loving everyone, you know, and saying, why are we fighting? So this is what's not understood about Les Gilets Jaunes. It's a movement for peace. They're wearing emergency jackets because they're in a state of emergency. The government is out of control and in the control of foreign institutions and banks. And they're not running their country for their own benefit. It's being run for their disbenefit. So they're fighting back. So it is Christmas Day. I haven't looked. Le Joyeux Noël en France est à Paris, et Bordeaux, Toulouse, Lyon, toutes les autres villes et petites villes en France. So I wish you well on the revolutions, my brother. Right? Because if you can make this work, it sets a model for everyone else like you did before. Voyez, ne faire pas un autre terreur. I said, please don't have another terror. The terror that followed the revolution of the directorate, you know, le directorat. La révolution était péricleuse. C'est là, péricleuse, could be, pourrait dangereuse. La révolution. Mais peut-être que c'est la révolution des peuples du monde. Et le seul groupe pour ça est pour Toulouse. Tous les autres pays du monde, en unité avec les Français comme les Irlandais avaient. Et assis, sit down, sit-ins, you know, whatever. Chantons, marquez-moi. On chante de vers des fins des temps ou des commencements de tout le temps des humanités et des siècles depuis le commencement de tous. Encore, je pense que moi, juste mon musique maintenant. Je viens de me parler, c'est meilleur pour le monde que je joue la musique, le chant. Parce que les mots, la prose, n'importe pas qu'on dit avec musique. I'm stretching my body up, and I have a new hip on my left, which I'm dancing on, so that's good. Very therapeutic what I'm doing tonight. I have a table in between me and this, so gives me distance, keeps me from coming into It's cold, hard land, but Well, that was Cold Hard Land and Up a New Way. And now called Give Me Somewhere to Stand. So there were things I played with Mark that I couldn't get the same kind of chunky groove, and sometimes I have trouble finding them too, so I need that extra time to play. This is my Patreon account appeal also, that I need to be able to play 7 hours a day to get in shape to do this. Which I'm capable of doing once I get in shape. I love doing it, and I should get better as I do it. My voice gets stronger. I'm going to get a mic. I'm going to get a GoPro now or a Sling Studio, and just go live with this. And this is what I wanted to do years ago when I was doing what I was doing with the Honeytone. I wanted to be able to stand in Trafalgar or wherever in the UK, on some high heath at Care Angus or something, like. There's all kinds of places I'd like to go play, and then Mark's right too. Like there's big amphitheaters, Epidaphos, Ramazar in Istanbul. I've seen places that I know I'd like to play. I know kind of when I was in the Estates Theatre in Prague, it was kind of blowing up on stage. It was an odd feeling, and the singers could see it too. They were doing Don Giovanni in the original staging. My head stuck up out of the audience. I was only in the 11th row in this tiny little theatre. But whenever I'm in a theatre, I know if I'm not up on there, I'm not comfortable, even though I'm just stage shy as a youth, for various reasons. I'm not anymore. I'm not politically shy now. I know the importance of speaking the truth. So, Truth Sayer is a band name. I don't want to get confused with them, but it's what I do, which I'll have to look to. The Bene Gesserit thing from Dune. For anybody who reads, everybody who's younger should read Dune, okay, please. Especially read it when you're high, okay? And you'll learn all this stuff about the way the mind works and different philosophies and different ways of looking at the world. There's many books like that I could recommend. Mark says he likes to read. Well, I don't have the library that I once had to give him, But I just do, all the books inside me have just all boiled together. I don't have time to read books, but I do watch a lot of things. I play something pretty for Christmas. That's what I was trying to do there when I started. I was playing, a caroly kind of thing. Oh, there, I'll try it. I'm going to try to do the hearing carol. amazing what this little lamp can do, you know. I know I sing like a horse. That's from singing years of singing without a mic, but with this next to my ear. good one, Mike. That's called Me in the Hills, and it's about being from Ruskin and climbing up on our place called Iron Mountain, which I like to take that song and sing it up there and get myself videoed doing that. That's a good reason to go up there with the golf cart, isn't it? And a walking stick. I need a proper walking stick for who I am. The cane sucks. I need the proper Gandalf stick, you know, but not that high, maybe like a Beatles stick, you know, Beadle. Like a British kind of town crier / bouncer. A wrestler. Sort of a constable, I guess Beatles were. Not like the Beatles, but the Beatle. I guess that's the irony on that name too, actually. Anyways.